All right, kids, November has been the longest year ever. And as of this recording, there's still a few days left in what I thought would be a month. So you may be asking why I would upload this video knowing that we haven't even gotten to Thanksgiving and Black Friday, with so many opportunities for more stuff to happen. Well, I want y'all to know why people will be spending some time on Turkey Day screaming, "Mustard!" Before I continue, Kendrick Lamar dropped an album called GNX on November 22nd, featuring the song TV Off, produced by DJ Mustard, whose real first name is Dijon, by the way. This is not only where Kendrick probably ruined Mustard's life, seeing how people will scream his name at him from now on in public, but it's where K-Dot can be heard sounding like voiceover acting at its finest.
Get back here, Shocker! Shocker!
Kendrick is a maniac, man. It's kind of what makes him great. YouTube Music told me he's my second most listened to artist in 2024, so no disrespect. Anyways, today we're going to recap what was originally the 9th month. There may be some stuffs you missed or forgot about during this November in review, the Forever Monday. First and foremost, Donald J. Trump will be the next president of the United States, and he's not claiming that the election was stolen. I wonder what that's about. With that said, 47's success isn't shared by some of his supporters and sympathizers. Mark Robinson lost his bid to become governor of North Carolina, a state that Trump has won 3 times, proving, again, how hard it is to be voted into any national or federal office as a black man from the Republican Party. Gotta be a reason for that, though.
You vote for Donald Trump?
Absolutely, absolutely.
You said you vote for Mark Robinson?
Maybe not. Probably not. Probably not.
No. Okay.
I don't know how any intelligent woman could vote for him.
Also, Arizona Senate race was called a few weeks ago and Carrie Lake lost. Honestly, I haven't looked to see if she has conceded. Doubt she has. It's just the kind of thing you do when you make your entire personality to be about someone else.
Here comes little old me, Trump in heels. And I said, not so fast. You can try to bring him down, but you're not going to bring the moms down. We're going to fight for our babies.
It doesn't work to be Trump in heels or Trump in black. The point is, MAGA ain't for everybody.
Racistas del barrio, mira. Estos son los hijos de puta, racistas, y después llaman a la puta policía. Racista, hijos de puta. Ustedes son unos hijos de puta metiéndose con niños menores de edad. Fuck you! Hey!
The rest of this episode will be like this. I'm not going to focus on one thing or do a deep dive. A little different from me. Now, in Longview, Texas, Angel Rodriguez, a Hispanic man and a self-proclaimed Trump supporter who at least thought he was MAGA, supposedly tried to send his child across the street to play with the neighbor kids, whose parents are white Trump supporters, but were told to get off their lawn. According to Rodriguez, the white Trump supporters have called the police on him 9 different times for the fun of it. He has since lost his job, and yes, he is clearly in the find out period of his life. I just don't think he knows it. I mean, I still don't know the details of the story, but apparently Trump's mass deportation rhetoric didn't do it for them. The first 8 phone calls to the police about him didn't either. And this police officer, who definitely wishes he could have been marching in Columbus recently, we'll talk about this in the very near future, probably didn't do anything for him.
These are only kids.
Talking to you. Hush.
Ya, cállate ya. Ya para ya.
Here's an example, just a little sample, of how being a pick-me could just kill a man. Rodriguez believes that his support and hard work, maybe, will spare him and his family, for that matter. And no, they will get chosen, just for the wrong reasons.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Meanwhile, liberals have had an entirely different reaction to the election. And that should go without saying. Yet, there are some people who want to be chosen by different people for different reasons.
Fellow white women, how are we signaling to each other now which side we are on? Because I just did school drop-off and I don't trust any of these bitches anymore. Is it like blue friendship bracelets? Are we keeping that up? Taylor Swift merch in general? How do I know? Who?
I don't know what effect this woman thinks Taylor Swift has on black people or leftists, but she'll run the risk of having cardigans be to liberal white women what red hats are to conservative white men. These people end up together, you know that, right? I'll get back to this later. So blue friendship bracelets are supposed to signal a safe space to let white women know who voted for a black woman. And shouldn't black people determine who gets these bracelets? I would only give away one, to Dolly Parton. And no one else will get one. Nobody is worthy of being her best friend. Blue friendship bracelets should remind you of when celebrities posted black squares on Instagram. That movement began after the murder of George Floyd. People pledged not to post anything on a certain Tuesday. Instead, the day was supposed to be used as a day to disconnect from work and reconnect with our community, while using the rest of the night to highlight protests at that time in other ways while boosting black creators and the information they had to share, before stealing dance routines without giving credit. While we're at it, prior to that was the safety pin, worn by Americans as a symbol of resistance against Donald Trump. This was also supposed to be a safe space sign. Look, whether it's a safety pin, a black square, or a blue bracelet, white people have found ways to do non-permanent, performative posturing, which makes them appear to be the good ones, something that is never afforded to black people, even those wearing MAGA hats.
You know what I learned is that when they say that this country has never been more divided than it is now, they ain't talking about like race relations. They talking about white people not coming together to hate no more. The white people don't like the white people no more, and that's where the division is at. That's crazy.
I don't think this is real division, though. After all, white women can take off those blue friendship bracelets in the presence of their boyfriends or husbands whom they met on dating apps when their man's bio used to say moderate/centrist, or I choose not to specify, or I'm not political, which we all know means socially conservative, fiscally more likely to vote for someone who grabs by the hoochie rather than for someone who has one. As I've learned, if white women truly want to help, some are suggesting they keep articles of clothing on, blue bracelets or otherwise.
На шкуре. В самом журнале сексуальные фото Мелании участвовала.
Wrong clip. That's Russia State TV airing Melania Trump's nude photos, a thing that also happened in November 2024. Sorry.
So 4B means females do not want to have sex. They do not want to date Korean men. They do not want to marry, and they do not want to give birth. 4B, or the Four No's, is a radical feminist movement that originated in South Korea during the mid to late 2010s on Twitter. In the United States, interest in 4B increased after the re-election of Donald Trump and the 2024 presidential race. Still November, y'all. Look, what Russian President Vladimir Putin used to try to shame Melania and exert power over Trump, which he has, feminists from halfway around the world want women to use to make a difference. And not that any woman needs to hear this from me, but I would add that they don't need assets like Dolly Parton to have a voice. Does a man like this deserve some of that first lady? If you know what I mean.
Hi. Oh my God, what are you doing?
Get the fuck out of here.
Nick Fuentes, Groyper, neo-Nazi, far-right extremist streamer, and Mr. No Nut November on the Incel of the Month calendar. He tweeted, "Your body, my choice," after Trump became president and was then doxxed afterward. 57-year-old Marla Rose showed up at Fuentes' home where he maced her, kicked her down some stairs, and took her phone. This took place in Berwyn, Illinois, a suburb outside of Chicago. I point that out because alpha males like Fuentes are afraid of the inner city. Nick's tweet, and the so many others like it, sparked a discussion about doxing and whether or not neo-Nazis who express they want to have sex with underage girls should have their personal identifiable information made public. By the time they're forced to tell communities that they moved into the neighborhood, it's too late. Alleged PDF files may not be good enough to get privacy, but they're apparently ready for the office of Attorney General? Former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz withdrew his bid to become Attorney General, not because the grand old party openly refused to confirm him due to reportedly having multiple sexual encounters with a 17-year-old girl. No, this was due to, according to him, his confirmation unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. Gaetz has denied these allegations, and the investigation ended with the Justice Department electing not to charge him. You know, the department he would have led had he been confirmed. And this related to, again, allegations of sex trafficking and sex with a minor. He resigned from the House of Representatives, which ended the Ethics Committee investigation. I guess we're supposed to believe these people weren't chosen because of their skin color? This isn't a November I want to remember. I want to encourage anyone watching to have a political conversation at the dinner table during Thanksgiving. Do it. Have the people who want to avoid these talks explain to you how Trump was good for the economy. Make them name policies. They should tell you what his administration did. How will Donald improve immigration at the southern border without preventing people from seeking asylum in America? The friends and family that discourage these discussions, I assume do so because they don't want to admit why they actually voted for a felon. I have to believe that in spite this current month being so bad, it's going to get worse. But we can change things for the better. Us, individually and collectively, we can have an impact. I know I just complained for like 14 minutes, but I need some kind of positive. The US is still counting votes for the 2024 presidential election. Kamala Harris may win the popular vote after all. That's not nothing. That is, if we stop pretending like Kamala lost for any other reason than being a black, brown woman. If you've learned anything this month and from this episode, is that the right doesn't like consensual contact or proximity to ethnic women in particular. Conservatives don't deserve her. Democrats are going to learn the wrong lesson from exit polls, seek to move even closer to the middle in order to reach moderates and centrists. And that's how we get Gavin Newsom as our only hope. However, I have to believe that the global minority won't take us to this inevitable future without our say-so. I mean, I once believed that someone named Jolene took Dolly Parton's man. How? Where? Concepts of thoughts and prayers and tariffs. Fake it until you make it. Overact your way to the top.
You can't escape me! I'll chase you to the ends of the earth!
We're gonna be all right. It's Michigan week and it's wearing on me. So at this point, I should be saying like, subscribe, share, become a member of the channel, all that good stuff. I try to have the cat, Delilah Mercury, sit over here. She's upstairs. She's all good though. I'll see you after Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and that stuff. It's Michigan week.